What's going on? Welcome to another Sunday Q&A, and I'm chilling in a different spot today. There's like this train yard downtown, and I found some shade so I don't have to just sit in the car, which will probably be nice. And it's actually pretty cool in the shade, and without the AC on in the car, not driving, it's kind of, I don't want to be sitting in it. So yeah, I'm out here by the train yard, just kind of chilling, watching the trains go by, doing a live stream with you guys, and I only have 8 people on here, which is very surprising, especially with all the stuff that's going on with the charger. So yeah, I've been working on the charger. I actually didn't work on it yesterday, or I'm not going to work on it today either, but it's getting very close. The ETA on the last panel is next month, so I'm waiting until the dealership gives me the word that the panel's there, and literally once they say that the panel's there, I'm gonna leave the next day. So I don't care if it's a Monday or a Sunday or whatever day it is, the next day I'm leaving, and I'm gonna go pick all that stuff up because I'm very excited to get all the parts and everything. But I wonder if the connection is bad here. Nobody's even saying anything on a Sunday Q&A. Is there something going on? Is the connection good? Tuesday? It's not Tuesday, it's Sunday. I know sort of my days of the week, so there's that. Buy a cargo van for my shop because I really don't need a cargo van. I thought about getting one, and I was really thinking about maybe I could fit all the stuff for the charger into a cargo van, like a high-rise one, and then later I could convert it to like a camper. But I'm just gonna take my truck. Everything, actually mostly everything, should fit in the back of my truck, and then I'll just find a trailer along the way, buy a trailer, an enclosed trailer, and then just put the rest of the parts in there, most likely the hood, the quarter panels, and the inner structure for the quarter panels. So that is the plan. So hopefully I can find a good trailer along the way. It's Tuesday, okay? I mean, where are you at then? You're not at the shop, you're at home. It's not Tuesday. Let's see. How am I? I'm doing good. I'm just working on stuff and just taking an easy day. And I finally got the turbo manifold on the FD, so Monday's video is going to be an FD video. Most likely Friday's video is going to be a charger video, and that'll give me enough time to get all the stuff kind of lined up to get the all-wheel drive tranny into the charger, as well as get the floor cut and finish up some of the welding stuff. I pretty much have everything welded up. I need to make some things work for the rear seat brackets, which I really think how I did it was it's going to be very clean. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised about it. But that being said, yeah, I can't wait till the FD's done though. That's one car that is taking quite a while, but I mean, when you do a lot of engineering and making your own parts and stuff like that, it's just one of those things that's going to happen. Let's see. Buy a forklift for my shop. The issue with that is my shop's not big enough to put a forklift inside and store it, and I wouldn't want to store it outside. So, yeah, there's that. Eventually, I'll have a forklift. Can't wait to see the finished work. Me too. Let's see. Formula drift. Who cares about drifting? Nobody cares about drifting. It's so boring. Like really, like who really cares about drifting? Because all they do is throw more money. It's like the government. They just throw money at problems. That's formula drift. Would I ever consider doing a build for somebody else? If I did, it would have to be kind of a cool build or something along those sorts. I actually, when I go to New York, I plan on stopping in places, and if I meet up with subscribers and they have some stuff going on, I'll probably end up helping them out with their projects and stuff like that. So that has been the plan all along. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it's just going to be all played by ear. It kind of depends when I leave and, you know, when I'm going to be there, what's going on. If, you know, places are locked down and stuff like that. I know some crazy stuff's going on right now, which is kind of weird, but oh, it'll work out. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. Good morning, Dave. What's going on? How awesome is it to see the Mopar on the streets in those glasses? That's funny. What's my dream car? It's a 240Z. I'm a simple man. I can live with, if I only have one car and it was my 240Z, I'd be completely fine. But it'd be ridiculous. So it'd be kind of like anything else I build. So. Nah, no formula drift. Hell yeah. Drifting is overrated. Hell yeah. Hello from the UK. What's up, Martin? Have you thought about doing a semi-truck build? Not really. I don't really know what I'd do with it. I mean, you could tow like big trailers, but at the same time, if I did anything kind of in that size, it'd almost be like an M2 Freightliner. That'd probably be the largest thing that I'd ever want to build. Not that I'm saying that I wouldn't want to build a semi, it's just like I don't know what I'd do with it. So maybe later down the road, later, and I figure out what I'm going to do with a semi, maybe I'll do a semi build, but who knows. Bye, Trevor. Been thinking of doing my own Magnum build. Do it. Did Hayden meet your expectations on welding your manifold? Yeah, he does a really good job welding. He just made sure, everything was good to go. He, cleaned everything up and just made sure it fit the jig, welded it up. It still fit the jig. I mean, everything is really nice. I mean, the copper blocks, I made copper heat sinks so nothing would distort. So that really helped out with the flanges not warping and him not having to go back and reface them or anything like that. So the manifold bolted right up, the turbo bolted on it, nothing moved, the wastegates are on it. I mean, it's just perfect. So me and him are most likely gonna try to do a run of those turbo manifolds just to see if there's interest in them. So I have another 9 of those flanges and he's gonna weld them up and we're just gonna split the profits and just kind of go from there. If they're really, if a lot of people are really interested in them, might keep making them, who knows. But just kind of to get rid of all those extra flanges that I have, because I really don't need another 9 flanges sitting around, because I only have one rotary right now. And if I did another rotary, most likely I would put my rotary out of the FD into the FC and then put like a 3-rotor or 4-rotor into the FD. So, man, listen to that QSK60 Cummins winding up. I mean, we had some pistons shoot out of those before. Let's see. Have you thought about doing a motorcycle build? I did one a long time ago. I mean, I really don't ride motorcycles. I'll ride a dirt bike here and there, very rarely. The reason why I stopped riding motorcycles and stuff like that, I had a dirt bike when I was a kid, and then once you get off your parents' insurance and you don't have your own health insurance, it's kind of like if I like broke a leg or something on a motorcycle or did something crazy, or somebody hit and ran me on a motorcycle. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's more common on a motorcycle, and I don't have health insurance to like cover me. I do have dual citizenship, so if I broke a leg, I could maybe fly to Germany and get it fixed. But yeah, that's really not what I want to do. So let's see. Hey, love what you're doing. I'm new here and love the content. Thanks, I appreciate it. Hi, I'm from India and love the channel. Thanks. Will you do Rocky Mountain next year? I plan on doing it. I should be able to do it in the Charger. station wagon. So I think that thing is just gonna be so much fun. It's gonna have, you know, all the amenities, and then it's gonna also have all-wheel drive, and then I could put some slicks or something on it. I could do like the street tire class with like some nice, you know, streetable slicks, and pretty much just like the Magnum. There's so much room in the back. I could have put a whole nother set of wheels and tires in the back of the car and still have my luggage in there, and still like had 4 people in there. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably not put wheels and tires in there, but I can throw my luggage and stuff in there, and just some tools, and I think it'll be really cool. I mean, as long as everything works out, I got the 426, you know, twin turboed or whatever. I can make like 1,000 to 1,500. I think it'll be a really good time. So I had a great time this time, but I mean, the Magnum was just running 13, so it wasn't really that exciting to people, but to me it was really exciting because I was actually surprised it ran 13. So let's see. Brazil, what's up? Will you drag race the Charger Hellwagon when it's finished? I'll do a few drag races. I mean, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be all-wheel drive. I'm gonna most likely buy slicks for a set of wheels, and you know, I'm gonna drag race it a few times. So it's definitely gonna be interesting to see what it does with the all-wheel drive. I mean, I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty comparable to a Trackhawk, maybe a little bit faster because it's probably going to be a little bit lighter. So we'll see. I mean, it's all up in the air. It just kind of depends on what happens with the engine build and stuff like that. So you look like Rob Dahm. I do not think I look like Rob Dahm. I mean, I think we look like 2 different people. I mean, I don't know, he doesn't look bad. I mean, he's a good looking dude, but I mean, like, you know, it's just one of those things. I don't think we look the same. So I mean, let's see. YouTube user Goon Squad bought a wrecked helicopter and they're going to rebuild it. A wrecked helicopter. Man, I was just talking about buying a wrecked airplane, and then the person backed out. See, I just need to swoop up on the trends, because I always think about doing stuff before everybody else. Hello from Germany. What's going on? I don't know how to speak German, but let's see. Greetings from. Can you walk around the Hellcat once again, please? I mean, it's just chilling over there. It's pretty dirty because it rained up in Denver yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to wash it, but I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Those nice fat old tires on it. Ah, there you go. Let's see. Let's see, when will I finally receive the panels? So I'm gonna go pick the panels up, and I'm probably gonna go after they give me the word, which he said it was mid next month, which is a little bit sooner than I thought it was gonna be, because at the beginning, when they first denied they set the ETA back and said they weren't gonna be another like 3 months. So now it's only been like another like month and a half. So hopefully, you know, hopefully everything works out. It gets there on the, you know, gets there mid next month, and I can get all that stuff, because I'm really just waiting on those parts to finish this build and get it moving forward. It just, you know, it's really given me a lot of extra time to do all the tedious stuff, because if I had those parts right away, I mean, I probably would have worked on the stuff a lot faster, but that being said, it's a lot of welding and just getting everything lined up and stuff like that. So once the panels come, everything's already going to be lined up and welded. So all I'm really going to have to do is spot weld everything together, and I think it's going to go extremely fast. The one thing that I think is going to take a little bit of time is making the back hatch and the trunk, graft those together. But I'm thinking that's probably going to take a day or two to do. So just to make it look proper and look, you know, work and look good and everything. So I think when panels come, the project's going to kind of move along quite a bit faster. And you know, then I just have to get in high build, and once I get in high build, I can start spraying some panels. I really want to get the shell or the chassis all nice and painted, and then once it's painted, I can start, you know, doing all the other stuff. I can start getting the fenders and the hood and the hood and the bumpers and stuff painted, because I don't want to paint. I was thinking about painting all the bumpers and the hood and the fenders beforehand, and then I just have them sitting around, which I don't want to do. So yeah, the plan is I'm going to paint everything and then clear bra it all, and then, you know, put it together so it's all nice and clear broad and everything's wrapped around, and then I don't have to worry about, like, the Hellcat front bumper already has a bunch of chips on it, so I don't want this thing to have a bunch of chips like instantly on it. So I mean, even ceramic coat, I've seen cars ceramic coated and they still have chips like that. So it the clear bra, I'll use that stuff that has like the self-peeling, use like a heat gun on it, and it re-levels out and re-clears out. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Paint, clear bra, and then it's just going to be really, really nice. I'm also going to clear bra underneath. I'll clear bra the fenders and then clear bra the fender flares, and then put the flares over, so there isn't, you know, most clear bra places, because I went by a clear bra place to see what they would charge to do the Hellcat, and I was like, would it be cheaper if I pulled all the fender flares off for you guys? And they're like, no, we just clear bra up to the fender flares, which you know, over time the fender flares are gonna, you know, chafe the paint, because they do most likely vibrate a little bit. And I also want to, you know, get clear bra underneath the wing and stuff like that. So it's just one of those things. I mean, it should be really, really quick. Just buff everything, paint it, buff it, clear bra it, and be good to go. When you finally receive the body panels, oh, okay, just read that one. Okay, sorry. Oh, I also think I have an emblem. Well, I need to find a company that like makes emblems. When I went to SEMA, I saw quite a few of them. I just never got any of their cards, but a company that like makes custom emblems, because I don't want to do like a Hellcat emblem, but I had somebody design me an emblem for what I think the car's gonna be called. So yeah, I've been looking for a company to do that. I might just end up CNCing one, and then maybe just CNCing two of them, and then really just have to, you know, then they'll be aluminum, because that's what the Hellcat ones are made out of anyway. They're just aluminum, and then they're coated with a almost like a brushed finish or titanium or something like that. Do you know who Goon Squad is? Yeah, I know who they are. We worked with them on a giveaway one time. Thanks, my dream car. Goon Squad also rebuilt a 2017 black Challenger Hellcat. I thought they rebuilt a Charger. I'm not sure, I can't remember. Been seeing quite a few convertible Challenger builds lately. I love to see someone do a Targa 2.1. Hint, hint. I really don't think so. The issue with Targas and the issue with Supras with Targas, so you never want to buy, I mean, you never want to buy a high horsepower Mark IV Supra with a Targa, or really any car, because what happens when you launch them at the drag strip, which a lot of people don't drag race Supras or put big slicks on them that really grab, but when you launch them, the whole chassis tweaks, and then eventually it'll tweak so bad that the targa roof doesn't clip in, and then you have to take it to a frame shop and untweak it. But I wonder if I guess that wouldn't work, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Targas are really weak, and then to make them strong, you have to add so much metal that just makes them really heavy. So, hello, Dave. What's going on? How are you going to work the Charger trunk space to blend into the station wagon look? So really all I'm going to do is just drill the spot welds out of the Magnum trunk or the hatch, and then just pull the sheet metal for the Charger and bend it and kind of give it a curve, and then spot weld it exactly where the old sheet metal was spot welded for the Magnum hatch. Still think a 2020 big body Bronco build with a Coyote swap. I mean, it would be cool, but I'm not gonna buy a brand new Bronco and then Coyote swap it. I mean, I'm already spending a lot of money on the Charger, so I'm definitely not gonna go into another project just because. Goon Squad did a Charger police car. Yeah, I mean, they supercharged it, but it still has the weak 5-speed transmission in it, so it really doesn't matter. 3M Clear Bra is fantastic to prevent damage, especially from front end, also side skirts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if 3M makes, maybe it is 3M that makes it. Whatever that self-healing stuff is, I'm not sure the company that makes it, but yeah, so that's about it. I mean, this is kind of a short live stream today. I don't really have very many people here, and I guess they're all supposedly watching Formula Drift. So I might just call this one early. Let's see, new Bronco is a Ranger platform. Use an F-150 and Expedition to make full-size Bronco. Yeah. Let's see. So, let's see. YouTube user Condor Builds fabricated and did a convertible Hummer from a Jeep. Do you know who Condor Builds is? I do not. A little early. I mean, there isn't much to talk about, I guess. There's this is a Q&A, and I'm not getting asked very many questions. So, let's see. When are you going to finish up the 3000 GT? As I have said before, I'm looking for side skirts, and I'm trying not to buy another car. This week I almost bought a whole car just to pull the side skirts off of it, which then I thought about it and it's like, I really don't need another car, but I really want those side skirts. So, I didn't buy the car, but I'm still looking for side skirts. It's surprising how many of these things are broke down and just sitting in people's driveways, and people are parting out, that nobody has a good set of side skirts. It's just crazy. I even looked along the way I'm going to drive to New York, in like Kansas City, North Carolina, and Tennessee, a bunch of places, a bunch of cities on Craigslist, and it was like no 3000 GTs being parted out. And if there was one that was like a shell, the people wanted to sell the whole thing. I was like, man, I don't want to buy a whole another car. So let's see. You're awesome, bro. Thanks. Thanks, brother. Mopar or no car? I mean, I have lots of cars, though. Thanks for the update. When are you doing? Your content is awesome, Dave. Keep doing you. Thanks. Masters of Power and Racing. When you moving to Florida? Never moving to Florida. I am never gonna move anywhere that has that much humidity. So yeah, that's off the table. If it has over 50% humidity, I'm not gonna live there. So what are your thoughts on the Vandermeer situation? I think the whole government situation with all the stuff they're trying to do is just a bunch of BS. So Vandermeer is just another, just another realization that the government is just overstepping on something that's not even that big a deal. Even after, even there's like so many things in a row, and people just kind of forget it. I mean, there's like, you see that they're falsely reporting numbers a month ago, and then everybody was like mad about it for like 30 seconds, and then this whole like protest stuff just kind of washed over it, and then everybody's like, oh, the coronavirus BS, and then wear masks, and now you gotta wear masks, and then now they're doing the whole thing where they're getting caught for falsely reporting like 75,000 or 79,000 cases in Florida or wherever it was. I mean, that's all over the country. So I mean, this from the beginning, I mean, I've said this since like the first week, the numbers aren't there. If this was a real contagious disease, you would have seen bodies piling up in the street, the numbers would have been accurate, and you would have seen it jumping from 10,000 to like 50,000 to 100,000 to like a million or something like that. Instead of like, we got like 100 people, and then we got like 1,000 people, and then we got like 900 people, and like it's just not, it's not a contagious disease. It's just another flu that wasn't that big of a deal, that they used to pretty much destroy the country, because that's all it did. I mean, everybody, so many people lost their jobs. I mean, everybody's kind of hurting in this situation. So just one of those things that just goes to show you. Oh man, my elbow. Let's see. YouTube user Alex Rebuilds is rebuilding one of Gas Monkey's cars, their Chevy C10. Do you know him? I do not. How's the FC doing? It's doing well. I haven't driven it in a week, but the fan shroud is ready to make a mold out of, so I need to order the stuff to do that. I probably need to order enough stuff to do the mold for the Charger roof, because I'm most likely going to make it out of composite. I've thought about it quite a bit, and making composite version would be quite a bit easier and a lot less, well, I guess not a lot less work, but it would be quite a bit easier than and nicer, because it'd be one piece instead of two pieces welded together, and there'd be some filler and stuff like that, and it'll be a lot lighter, cut down on the weight on the car, because the roof skins probably weigh, I'd say like 50 pounds or so. So composite one probably weigh like half of that, maybe a little bit less, and we'll just kind of cut some of the weight off of that thing. Hopefully we can keep it under, under like 4,500 pounds, which, I'm probably going a little bit too low because the all-wheel drive tranny and the transfer case and stuff like that. But if I can keep that thing around like 45 to 5,000 pounds, that would be way lighter than a Trackhawk. So it should run some pretty quick times. Let's see. Am I going to add the Charger rear spoiler? I am not. Any plans on the 240SX V8 swap? No, just pretty much just letting it sit there. Let's see. Gerald and I used to hang out with you back in the day. You've come a long way. Who's Gerald? I agree, it's all about control. Chevrolet constantly having every vehicle recalled over lousy engineering techniques. Yeah, so I don't know. I almost feel like people's expectations of cars are a little bit too high. So the whole airbag stuff, I mean, it put like pretty much made Takata bankrupt. I think they're still bankrupt, but they're having to almost getting like subsidized because they have to like fix all these problems, and they're the only ones that can fix them, so they can't actually go out of business. But it's like you're wrecking a car. How I'd rather not have an airbag go off. Maybe the curtain airbags, because your head might hit the wind, your head might hit the side window. But I mean, how fast would you have to be going for the airbag to not make your head hit the steering wheel? And then even if you're going that fast, it's like you're expecting something to just, it's supposed to save your life, but maybe you should learn how to drive in the first place and not, wreck into a cement wall or something like that. I mean, there's accidents and stuff, but you can only make stuff so safe. I mean, it can't 100% save your life. So I think it's this misconception, just like everything else. I mean, there's like this whole thing going on where people are just like, like the whole riot thing. I mean, of course it was sad that that cop killed that dude, but telling everybody shit because of it, and blaming everybody because of it, just because of one thing, is the same. You're doing the same thing that you're trying to fight. So it's just the biggest contradiction. So it's just, I don't know. There's just so many things people need to get educated on. Stuff they're either thinking about doing or things that they're doing. It's just crazy that people just like are that oblivious that they believe everything that they just hear, and they don't actually look into it or see what's going on or just like observe shit, because it's just one of those things. It's just like the government thing. I mean, I don't really like to talk about it. I really don't watch the news because it's just a bunch of BS, and it's just one of those things. I had a 1970 Duster 340. Let me tell you, that motor was bad ass. It was like a rocket. It was a factory HP motor. Nice. Where I live, mandatory masks. The cases are going up at the death rates dropping out the bottom. Yeah, so of course. So this is the funny thing. So the media and the government and all these people that are trying to make people afraid are saying there's so many more corona cases after they start testing people. But you keep hearing, I know a few people that applied to get tested and had to work and didn't go, and then got notes that said they tested positive. And then I've heard this multiple times, heard it on social media, all this stuff. So how reliable do you think the numbers are that the corona cases are just skyrocketing if the test results they're giving people to people that haven't even been tested? So it's just a farce. I mean, of course, if you see the death rate dropping, why the fuck do you care about how high the cases are? I mean, it's just a lie. I mean, it's just something that they could say that they can't be held accountable to, because how are you going to actually prove that that person tested positive or they didn't? It's your word against theirs, and they'd have to get that person in, test them. Most likely they might even have it by then. Most of the people don't even know they had it. So I don't know, it's just one of those things. I just tired of hearing it. I mean, it's just irritating. Let's see. Do you know B is for Build? I've met him a few times at SEMA and here and there, but I really don't know him. He probably doesn't know who I am or anything, so it's not a big deal. Are you gonna buy the Junkyard from your old boss? So I haven't really heard anything back about it. He, I think he's just been busy doing other stuff, and just kind of with all this BS with the government kind of making all these new regulations. I mean, it's just one of those things. I think once all this is over, he'll probably figure something out. But until then, I mean, it's not that big a deal. I think my SRT8 Magnum do a coast-to-coast cannonball run. What you think? I mean, really, you don't have to go that fast for the cannonball run. It's just it's really just like a more consistent speed. If you could do like 100, like 120, like the whole way, I mean, you'd probably win. So that's kind of hard because all the police and stuff. But um, quick tech question. I'm adding a Pro Charger to my 426 stroker with a 13-to-1 compression. Do you think I need to change the stroke now? 13-to-1 compression with a Pro Charger on it? I think you need to change the compression, but that being said, or I don't even know how much boost you'd be able to run on 13-to-1. That's crazy. So that's why the Hellcats are only like 9.5-to-1, but you'd have to most likely have an air cooler, like an intake manifold with an air cooler in it to drop the air intake temps. Then you'd probably still have to spray water meth in each cylinder so you didn't detonate. I mean, you're just gonna have to find out, but 13-to-1, that's some pretty good compression right there. Dave, how goes it? Good. Let's see. Do you think the parts will make it in usable condition? I hope they will. So I'm going to pick the parts up myself for that exact reason. And the other reason, actually I was talking to the dealer. He was like, can you come pick all these parts up? Because they're just kind of taking up a lot of space. And he's like, oh, we can ship that last piece. I was like, well, the last piece is the piece that's taking the longest. So the only reason I'm picking it up is because I don't want it damaged or lost. I was like, that's literally the only reason. Or I don't mind paying to ship it, but at that point, you know, who knows, with all the stuff going on, and it's safer for me to go pick it up, because if anybody tries to rob me, they have another thing coming. If somebody tries to rob a FedEx truck, I mean, they'll probably burn that motherfucker down. So yeah, I'd rather pick the stuff up myself so I know I'm going to get it in, you know, good condition, not have to worry about it being lost, anything like that. Do you know Tavares? He has the Fast and Furious Lamborghini. I mean, I know of Tavares, but I don't know. I really don't have. I don't know. I don't even know if I really don't like the guy. So I mean, even if he wanted to do something with me on YouTube, I just really don't like what he's about. He's not a car guy. He's just using cars to make money, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I don't have anything against it, but I just don't want any part of that. So, you know, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do, and you know, that's just me. I just don't want to be associated with people kind of like that. I mean, he's not a bad guy. Don't get me wrong, but just his channel and everything, I just don't want to be associated with it. So let's see. Are you planning to continue working on the FC? Yeah, so I just kind of finished up the fan shroud mold piece. So now I can make a mold and then make the fan shroud, and then I'll finally have a fan on it. That's kind of the reason why I haven't been driving it too much in the summer. I don't think that it would overheat, but you know, I don't want to give it that chance where the engine is, you know, I'm guessing the engine's the factory one. I'm not 100% sure. Somebody said it might be a JDM one. I don't know, but it's an old engine. I don't want to have to, you know, have it overheat, blow a seal out, or anything like that. Right now it's perfectly fine, as long as I keep it nice and cool and not have to worry, you know, don't do anything crazy with it. I've, you know, have ripped it a few times, but it's one of those things. I need to kind of just either pull the engine out, do a whole new O-ring kit, check all the apex seals, maybe put new apex seals in it, have the rotors, the rotor housings resurfaced and stuff like that, or I could just, you know, drive it right now until I get to that point, or I could throw the RU in there. It just kind of depends. My last comment was just a take on the spelling of Chevrolet. Humor, not criticism. Oh. It is done to kill economy. Hospitals blame COVID-19 for extra dollars. Soon it will be. So I don't really think the hospitals did it. So the media is 100% to blame for this, because when my grandma's here, she watches the news every day. She watches it for like, I get home, you know, she cooks dinner. So I go eat dinner. She wants to eat early, so it's like 4 o'clock, and I eat dinner. She watches the news. The news is on. I hear all the stuff going on, and right when it started, she was here, and literally the news just like beat it to death, and that's all they talked about for, you know, I think until she left, which was like 4 weeks straight of just this, nothing else, just the stupid virus and what was going on in California, and that they're bringing people back from China and this and that, and then, oh no, it's spreading, and like, and then they just blew it up into this big thing. That's what they always do. The news just blows everything up. So then the government gets behind it, or the government's, you know, and doing it, or someone in the government's doing it. Who knows? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know everybody in the government. Who knows what they're doing behind closed doors? That's not the point. But the point is then the government gives the hospitals this stipulation that if you give people, if they test positive for coronavirus, you're going to get this much money. And it's 10 times as much money as if they die from something else. So they're just going to be like, well, we're being fucked right now, so let's just say everybody dies from it. Then the numbers go up, they get the money. Who cares? I mean, it's just stupid. Why give people more money for something that they're supposed to be doing anyway? It's just the reason is very obvious why this is going on. So what's up, buddy, from Devon? Where's Devon? Going woods cruising today. That's tight. It would be nice to have a junkyard. Hope you can work a deal. Endless projects. Yeah, that would be tight. I mean, I really wouldn't mind having it. YouTube user Saka. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Restoring a 240SX with an RB25. Engine swap just last Wednesday. Take it on first drive. New engine. Nice. Here's some gas money to pick up parts. Love how down to earth you are. Thanks. I appreciate it. Devin. You are a good guy. My favorite YouTube channel. I appreciate that. Love how you just speak your mind, just putting it out there. Thanks. I mean, a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people, I feel like if they watch my channel and they get this perception that, you know, I don't want to be one of those people that, you know, be on YouTube, you're just like everybody, you just promote yourself to everybody. I mean, that's cool. I like that a lot of people like my projects, but at the end of the day, you know, I have an opinion, they have an opinion, you guys have an opinion. That's what America is. Everybody has their own damn opinions. Just let them have them. I mean, don't make everybody, you know, don't be mad that somebody doesn't have your same opinion. It's just ridiculous. So that's how I am. I mean, I talk to people that are, you know, any race. I don't give a crap. And the only thing I care about is fucking people that steal. I mean, it's literally like, if you steal or you're a piece of shit, like, I mean, it's just irritating. I mean, I don't know. I mean, all these riots and stuff, people burning people's businesses down and stealing all their shit. It's just irritating. I mean, if I was an owner of the business, I'd be fucking, you know, I mean, it just irritates me. So, I mean, it's just dumb. Just, how did we get here? How did we get to this point? From World War II, when everybody was just, you know, 100% American, to now where everybody's just like fucking commie bastards. I mean, it's just crazy. It hasn't been that much time. I mean, how long did it take Rome to fall, I wonder? I mean, it would be cool to be able to go back in time to, like, to like right when the start of the downturn of Rome was, to just see like what people were doing and if it was like kind of the same thing. It's just crazy because all the history gets erased, just like kind of like now where everybody's trying to like, oh, you can't call Indians Indians, you can't have these statues, we got to take them down and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, eventually nobody's going to remember, because 100 years from now, if everything gets deleted, I mean, how are you going to know? It's just one of those things. It's history. I mean, you can't change it. But if we didn't have, so if, I just think it's funny. So I'm going to say this one thing. It might piss some people off, but if Columbus never came to the U.S., then how would the U.S. would have never got into World War II? So who would have defeated Hitler? Because it wasn't fucking France, and it wasn't going to be Britain. So you guys are lucky that Columbus came to the U.S., because there wouldn't be a U.S. to have stopped Hitler, and Europe would have been so much larger. I mean, Europe would have just kept growing and growing exponentially, kind of like Japan, and they would have landlocked themselves. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, you gotta just look at history with and just learn from it. I mean, you can't delete it. Have you heard of Engineering Explained on YouTube User? Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. I mean, he does his research. He knows the shit. So, I mean, it just goes to show you that, I mean, he gets a ton of views. He'll explain something. It's just dead on. Devin guy keeps asking if you found that Plymouth Arrow pick yet. Where do you say that? Gasman? Where do you say that at? I mean, I might do one of those. I mean, it just depends. We'll have to see what the next project is, because I have to get the charger done first, and I just want it to be done. So I'm not gonna add another project onto the fire, but we'll see. I kind of want to do a rat rod. So I've really been thinking about doing something not too ratty, but something that's like an older car with you know, like with new drivetrain and stuff like that, but kind of looks like an old car, not painted or anything like that. Just kind of find something that has that nice patina on it, and make the interior really nice, have all the amenities. Like I said, I'm probably not going to do, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably not going to do another newer Dodge, but I might do like an older Dodge as a rat rod. So we'll see what happens. I like the old Ford F1s, maybe a truck. I don't know. We'll see what happens. When are you going to start the all-wheel drive conversion on the wagon? I have already started it. So the Trackhawk suspension bolts right up to it. Just going to really have to fabricate a subframe. If the subframe had the same pickup bolts or the same pickup points, everything would bolt directly on. So I also need to find a company that makes adjustable upper control arms for a Trackhawk. So I've just kind of been looking into it, and I really just need those, because the ones off the Trackhawk were seriously damaged in the fire, and I'm not going to put new bushings in those because, you know, obviously they were directly in the fire. I mean, the steel on them is most likely super weak. I don't want to have to deal with it, and I really just want something that's adjustable. So when I take it to get aligned, I'm sure a few suspension things are going to be maybe a little bit off. It'll be very surprising if stuff isn't off. I don't know what to say about that, but it could be all lined up, which will be really nice. Hey, the SolidWorks manifold and intercooler integrated for the V8. Hold on. Hey, the SolidWorks manifold, a intercooler integrated for the V8. So that's a K-series manifold, but yeah, it has an integrated intercooler, water to air into it. Hellcat plane, heard you mention plane before. So most of those planes have smaller engines because they need to be light. Hellcat engine would be very, very heavy. I was looking at buying a Piper airplane. It was a single engine, 4-seater, It had a bunch of hail on it, but I guess what happened was, so it was sitting in a hangar. I talked to the person. They wanted to sell it. I was going to buy for $5,000. Then, so it was severely hailed on. So every piece of aluminum paneling on the top of the airplane had to be replaced. A lot of the fiberglass components were busted as well. Some of the windows were broke out, stuff like that. So, and the plane had been sitting for 10 years, and the tires were flat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess what happened was the person inherited like an airport or something, and the plane was in a hangar, and it was their dad's or something like that. So I was gonna buy it for $5,000. They're fine with it. Then they contacted me. They're like, well, I'm not gonna sell it. I'm just gonna fix it. I was like, okay, I'm just wondering why you want to fix it. And then they said that, oh, well, someone told me that I could sell the airplane for 25 grand. And I was thinking, I told them that, you know, it's going to be more if you have somebody certified to fix this airplane. You have to send the wings in to be repaired, to have them repaneled by the company. It's going to be more than 25 grand to have all that done, because I know you can't, because I'm going to do it myself, because I can do all this tedious work. I could re-rivet the new paneling. I could order the sheets. In their case, they probably have no experience doing anything, and they're going to just have everything done. So they'll probably have 40 grand in this airplane that they think they could sell for 25 grand. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm going to do 5 grand. If you're interested in selling it at 5 grand later on, let me know. But you know, that's the end of the plane. If I find one, you know, I kind of want one that's a project, but that's we'll see what happens. I'm always looking for stuff, looking for all kinds of crazy stuff all the time. People used to hold the Bible and God in high regard. Nowadays people don't. That's the reason why we have so much evil in the world. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about people's religion, but I'm just not going to go there. But I don't believe in any of that stuff, and there's a good reason. So, you know, I'm just going to say that. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's just one of those things. I don't think it's that. I just think it's how. I think after. So I was born in '86 in Germany, and my dad was in the military, and you know, he used to literally, so we moved to Colorado, I think when I was young. I don't know when it was. I was really young. We moved to Colorado because he was in the Army. They stationed him in Colorado Springs, and then, you know, when I grew up, we didn't move to Pueblo until I was like 13. So until I was 13, I lived in Colorado Springs, and I mean, if I did anything wrong, my dad would beat my ass. So I knew right from wrong. I knew, you know, if there's a gun sitting around, you don't fucking touch it unless you need to defend the house or anything like that, or your dad tells you to touch it or anything like that. So, you know, that's how I was raised. But, you know, there was this kid down the street from that. We lived in a cul-de-sac. There was a kid that lived down the street. He was one of my best friends. His mom was from California. They moved to Springs probably the same time when my parents moved to Springs. And, you know, she let him do whatever the fuck he wanted. Well, the kids, you know, when I was in middle school, you know, the kid already had been to juvenile hall multiple times. I myself, luckily enough, have never been in jail, but I've never really done or juvenile hall, anything like that. I was in detention once and my dad beat my ass for it. But, you know, the kid's probably in jail now. That's the kind of people that are messing up the country. They let their kids do whatever they want. They never beat their ass. And then they're just like, oh, now those kids are out in the world and they think that like everything should change because their parents let them do whatever and they never had any consequences. So, and they never, most of the time those parents paid their way, which my parents never paid anything. I mean, I had to buy my first car with $500 that I made over the summer, and it was like the biggest piece of shit, but it was my own car. I paid it with my own money. it was $500. Then I had to find a job to pay the insurance, pay for my cell phone. I mean, I'm glad my parents gave me a hard time, made me, pay my own way, do all this stuff, because if they didn't do that, I probably wouldn't have the Hellcat. I wouldn't have any of my other stuff. And, you know, that's just how you need to be. I mean, if I didn't have any concept of money, I would have never wanted to hustle to get more money to buy cooler shit. And that's just how the world is now. There's no consequences. People just get money from the government. There's no reason for them to hustle. They think they're hustling when they're, robbing somebody or doing this or that, or, they're ripping DVDs or, flipping cell phones or something like that. But it's like pennies. I mean, if you work your way up to something from that, that's cool. But at the same time, it's one of those things. I mean, you're not doing anything. I mean, go work, build a car, build this, build a business. I mean, go to a job, work your way up, make enough money to start your own business, buy a house, something like that. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Just don't, depend on the government to, everybody. I've seen so many people, a bunch of my friends. I mean, they're still my friends, but they're like, oh, the government's going to give us another check. I didn't want the first check. I mean, I didn't care about the first check. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. My new favorite part of the Sunday Dave was words of wisdom. I don't know if they're that wise. So an old Dodge Power Wagon rat project would be fun to watch. If I could find a crew cab Dodge Power Wagon, like an old one, like a 40s, I would buy it. I mean, like a project one, not because those things are super expensive, but I would buy it because I really, really want one. Goon Squad is looking at a helicopter. That's tight. Love Power Wagons. Bro, I'm a big fan. Thanks, Drift Mom. DB. Planes with hail damage fly great. They fly like a golf ball. So they go slower? Is that the meaning behind that? How are you doing, Junkyard Dave? I'm doing pretty good, Zach. How are you? Golf ball. Oh shit. Your take on the state of this world is 100% spot on. Thanks. Morals and responsibility versus no understanding. It's the participation trophy generation. So when I was in elementary, that's when, I'm pretty sure that's when that started, was the whole participation BS. So I was on a soccer team when I was in elementary school, and that's pretty much why I haven't really cared about sports, I think, ever since. We won all the games, and then we won the championships, and then we go to like the banquet thing, and they give both teams trophies. And I was just like, I was in elementary. I looked at my dad and I'm like, he tells me a story all the time. He's like, I gave him like the what the fuck face, and then I just didn't give a shit anymore. So, and then I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, I don't get why they give everybody trophies. It's just crazy. I didn't care about the stimulus check either. I mean, it was crazy that people were just like so pumped about it. They're like, I'm getting $1,200. And I'm like, it's $1,200. I probably spent like $1,200 this week or maybe more. It's just like, I don't know. Nobody wants to work for it anymore. You tend to get and have respect for what you earn or build. Good. Build a 1,000cc super pocket bike and raffle it off for 20 a ticket. I mean, would people actually pay $20 a ticket for a 1,000cc pocket bike? You like die on that thing. What up, Dave? Keep up the good work and content. I feel the same about the stimulus check deal. Put a picture of your first car up. I would have to, my parents have a picture, like one of the ones that they used to, you took Kodak pictures and you had to have them developed. they have one of those, I'd have to go like take a picture of it with my phone, so I'd have a picture of it. So it's just a Suzuki Swift. It's like a 3-cylinder. It's blue. I mean, it was like the high school kid's first car. You know that kid that doesn't have shit, and all the rich kids have cool cars. I was a kid that didn't have shit, and I had like a Suzuki Swift, but at least I had a Suzuki Swift, and I didn't have to ride the bus to school. So I mean, the bus wasn't bad. Once I had my 240, I started riding the bus again, because I was like, well, I could ride the bus, and then I don't have to drive my 240, and I could work on it. Yeah. And then I was using the buses as transportation while I did my timing chain. Hi Dave from Ontario, Canada. Love your channel and attitude. Thanks, appreciate it. What's up, Dave? Kind of late to the party. What's up? Man, it's been an hour. We actually got talking about something. Well, it was like political stuff, which I really don't like talking about. But I'm gonna go do some SolidWorks for the video tomorrow. I need to get the FD intake manifold all designed out, and I'm gonna go drive the Hellcat around a little bit more. But Friday we're gonna have a charger video. Tomorrow we're gonna have an FD video. And thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see if there's any more stuff. Have you considered doing repair school for people who want to learn and work on projects? I actually thought about that a long time ago. I thought about buying like a 6-space shop or something like that, and just renting out the spaces. And that's probably like 10 years ago. But I don't know. Maybe later down the road, we'll see what happens. I mean, you'd have to have a pretty decent sized building, and you'd have to have tools and stuff like that. So maybe eventually I'll get to that point, and then I could kind of have like, you know, a shop next to my shop, and then I could kind of have like bays and stuff, so people could, you know, figure some stuff out, and maybe I could help them out if they don't know what to do, and give them some pointers here and there. But I'll be one of those old guys with the shop, and I'll just be like, yeah, you know, you need to do this, you're a fucking idiot. So I don't know. Damn, not even a Swift Sport. I mean, I was like looking at, when I had a Suzuki Swift, I was like, man, I wish I had that twin cam 4-cylinder. So have a great time. How's the Super Duty working out? Great. I pressed the like button for you, Junkyard Dave. Thanks, Zach, I appreciate it. So that's the end of this live stream. Thanks for tuning in. Tune into the video tomorrow. Tune in the video Friday. See you guys next time, next Sunday. Peace.